What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Pro Wrestling Society podcast. And today I'm going to be discussing with you technical wrestling and why no company can top the WWE. So let's start with the technical wrestling. I was watching, some old school matches, and I thought, wow, like this is some really good wrestling. And I wonder why today's fans are just so brainwashed into believing that what they're seeing now is real wrestling when it's not. I mean, it's now we just have sports entertainment. But back then that was the real deal. That was actual wrestling, actual submissions, actual um, strikes and stuff and I think that it's a little bit of a shame how people don't realize like how epic this was and it's like people have forgotten the art of actual wrestling and the roots of it and today is just so filled with I mean stuff like back body drops, back breakers, suplexes, stuff like that. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that because I'm a little bit of a fan of it too. I grew up on it, but it's not real wrestling. It's theatrics, and I think that people should really appreciate what real wrestling is all about. Technical wrestling. Um, like I was watching a match with two matches with Bulldog Brower and against Frank Williams, and he put Bulldog Brower put him in a front face lock, I think, or chin lock, I can't remember, and then he lowered his center of gravity so Frank Williams couldn't hook his legs and try to take him down or anything. So he had to resort to other means of escaping. And then his match with Larry Sabisco, Bulldog Brower tried to body slam him on the mat, but Larry Sabisco used his own momentum to pretty much cause Bulldog Brower to collapse, and Larry could get the pin. And that was impressive. Um, no high flying stunts, no no spectacular displays uh, of strength like we see now in wrestling. There's no gimmicks, no time wasted. It's just straight up wrestling. And and back then you had chain wrestling. I think you had actual holds like Boston Crab. You still do now, but back then it was on a completely different level. Face locks, arm locks, chin locks, a lot of stuff. Spinal locks, a lot of stuff that you just don't see much nowadays. Now it's all about high flying, and it can get. I mean, the way it's done now is just boring for the most part. it's not impressive to me. Um, so yeah, I mean, I think that people should get into the roots and appreciate what wrestling has been, and because it was if you really understand how submissions work and how you know stuff like that, how everything works, then you probably come to appreciate old school wrestling more. And that's all I gotta say about that. Now I'm gonna move on to the why no company can top the WWE. Um, so why can't no company top the WWE? Well, simply because Vince McMahon has too much money. I think he's a multi-millionaire business owner, and he's practically built an empire from wrestling, from his father's work, and from being a businessman. And I can't say I think that can't say the same for a lot of guys in wrestling and um, like Impact Wrestling. They tried for a while, didn't work. I know Jeff Jarrett. He from what I've heard, he was a terrible businessman. Didn't know what he was doing, and I could see that from his from the way he did Global Force Wrestling. You know the deals he had, um, the stuff he was doing, and the advertisements and whatnot. A lot of that stuff, I wasn't feeling it. Like I just I wouldn't put money on it. So um, I mean, I also think Dixie Carter. I think that he was pretty much relying mostly on her to fund TNA, but she was a terrible businesswoman herself. So Impact went pretty much downhill, and let's see who else. I mean, Paul Heyman, bad businessman too. I mean, he was good for, well, he was like probably the best for like, or at least creatively, at least for a while. But as far as financial decisions, I mean, you can pretty much see for yourself. Um, you know how bad he was. Made a lot of, from what I've heard, he made a lot of bad choices and stuff like that. So, um, and I mean, ECW. Let's face it, like as great as it was an indie company compared to WWE. And so, well, I mean, what other company is there? Like, I don't know. I mean, ROH. I'm not really familiar with them, so I can't really speak on ROH. But I mean, as far as I know, there's not a lot of professional businesses out there, uh, but I mean, companies that can compete with the WWE. You know, Vince McMahon has his own. He's got his own professional company, like chief of executives, I think. Um, Probably a lot of stuff. He's got a lot of employees. He's got money, so and he knows what he's doing. He knows how to market himself, how to market the WWE. He knows how to advertise. He knows who his target audience is. He knows a lot of stuff about about uh, about how business in general works and how wrestling works and how stuff like a lot of stuff like that and he's keeping up with trends. He started the WWE Network because streaming is popular now. So he knows what he's doing, and I think that a lot of guys running wrestling companies right now, I think that a lot of them they don't know what they're doing, or if they do know what they're doing, they don't have the money for it. They don't have as much money as Vince McMahon has, so that's why I don't think that any wrestling company is going to top the WWE, at least in America, for right now, because of that reason. Maybe after Vince McMahon passes away, or uh, or maybe after his son passes away. I don't know. Maybe the company will surpass WWE, but right now I don't see it happening. At least financially. Creatively, that's a totally different story. I mean, I know a bunch of companies who surpass the WWE creatively. So because WWE sucks creatively at the moment, but I mean, I hope it gets better, but um, right now it's not where it should be. So, so that's all I got to say for that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let me know if you disagree or agree. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you later.